Hello, welcome to all on DPS IT Baramulla. This is an online solution for our students. So, dear students, this lesson has been prepared for class 10th, and we will start from the political science subject book, namely Democratic Politics Part 2nd. There are total 8 chapters in this book, and here in this platform, we will go chapter by chapter. So, let's start from the first chapter, which is power sharing. This is the first lesson on power sharing. So first of all, we will see what are the main contents of this lesson. The main contents are meaning of power sharing, then the why is power sharing desirable, different forms of power sharing, and lastly some expected questions as far as the power sharing is concerned. Okay. Now moving to the meaning of power sharing. There are two ways of running a government. One is tyranny form of a government, and the another one is a democratic form of government. Under the tyranny form of a government, the power is concentrated in the hands of a leader or a king, while as under the democratic form of government, the power is delegated at different levels. This means that the power is distributed among the various organs of the government, such as legislature, executive, and judiciary. And similarly, we can also take the example of political parties. The political party which is at the union level, the state parties, and the local parties. The power is shared between them also. We can take more examples later on in this video, but here the main focus behind this power sharing was that it is an idea which is inculcated in democracy, because that the power is not concentrated at one hand only, and that different forms can keep check on each other. This is also because that India is an example of holding together federations. This means that India is known for the cooperative federalism in the world. There is no any other country in the world except India which is known for the cooperative federalism. This is because that it shared its power between the central government and the various different states. Okay. Now moving to the why is power sharing desirable. There are two reasons and the more reason. As far as the prudential reason is concerned, if there are going to be any kind of conflicts between the social groups, then the prudential reasons comes in place. This is so that it avoids conflicts between the different social groups. If this will not happen, then the absence of power sharing can result in division of the country. So in short, it provides stability to the government. So this is known as the prudential reason. Okay. Then coming to the more reasons. As far as the more reason is concerned, power is shared in the power sharing is the very essence of democracy. And in an ideal democracy, as many people as possible should get a chance to enjoy power. If this will not happen, then, or if people are affected by the policies framed by the government, then they have to live with those effects. Hence, citizens need share power. In short, we can say that people have a right to be consulted on how they are to be governed. This is known as the moral reasons. So, on the moral reasons, people have a right to be consulted on how they are to be governed. Okay. Then coming to the forms of power sharing. Actually, there are four forms of power sharing. The first is power is shared among different organs of government. Then power is shared among governments at different levels. Then third one, power is shared among different social groups. And lastly, we have a power sharing among political parties, pressure groups, and movements. Now coming one by one, power sharing among different organs of government. There are three forms of government: the legislature, the executive, and judiciary. The main job of legislature is that it makes laws, while as executive and judiciary, implements the laws, and resolves the disputes respectively. Okay, this is also known as the horizontal or checks and balance system, because they used to check to each other. For example, uh, each of these organs is placed at same level to exercise different powers. No, none of them has unlimited powers, thus maintains balance. So each one of them keeps watch on the functioning of the other two. Hence, this is known as the checks and balance system. Okay. Now coming to the vertical power sharing, we have a central government, state government, and local bodies. The main task of central government that it set its rules for the whole nation, while as the state government sets its rules for the state government only, and the central government transfers shares some of the powers to with the state government, but this is only in the state of or in the country of Belgium. This is not in India, because here we have a three tier of governments: the central government, the state government, and the local bodies. You know, both the central and state government have transferred power and resources to the local bodies here. These local bodies means the panchayats and the municipalities. Okay. Now coming to the power sharing at different social groups. We have a SCs, we have a STs, and women groups in our country. These are actually known as the socially weaker sections, and they have also a share in their power as far as the India is concerned. And as far as Belgium is concerned, they have the community government, which is in the form of power sharing. But in India, it is done by the reservation. This power sharing among different social groups is done by the way of reservation. We have a reservation for SCs and STs and women in our constitution. As far as the SCs and STs are concerned, they gets its share in the parliament and Lok Sabha assembly elections, while as women are concerned, they gets its representation only in the gram panchayats. Their main demand was to get their reservation in the parliament and Lok Sabha also, but this has yet to be passed in either houses of the parliament. So thus power is shared among different social groups also, and we have seen that under Article 330 of the Indian Constitution, there are the SCs and STs which are getting reservations for the parliaments and Lok Sabha elections. Okay. Now coming to the power sharing among political parties, pressure groups, and movements. No political party enjoys power forever. Earlier, we have seen the Congress party in the center and states as well. This was known as the Congress system by the Rajni Kothari, but later on, we have seen the BJP in the power. Nowadays, this is BJP. So that means no political parties enjoys power forever. It is for the people to decide who should be in the power. We have a concept of coalition governments in our uh, in our country. Coalition governments means that when the alliance of uh, when the when the alliance of two or more parties gets elected and forms a government, it is known as coalition government. This is also known as the hung assembly. So this was the power sharing between the political parties. Now, as far as the pressure groups are concerned, the pressure groups and movements have share in power by exerting pressure on the government. So this means that they exert pressure by various means and gets policies framed in their favor. Okay. Now coming to the expected questions. The first question is, what is meant by the coalition government. Then the second is what is powers, which we have seen in the earlier slides. Then the third one is power is shared among different social groups. You have to explain it with the help of examples. Okay. Discuss the features of horizontal distribution of power, why it is known for the system of checks and balance. You have to think on these questions and try to solve them. So this was all about in this lesson. Hope you understood it. Thank you. Best of luck.